is an appraisal, and why does someone need an appraisal if they're going to get a loan? Good question, I hope.
Good question. Yeah.
So, welcome everybody. This is Cliff with the Area Real Estate, and everybody knows.
Hi, I'm Bex, Sun American Mortgage.
All right, so no snow update, but tan update. Did you go?
I didn't really go anywhere, so we're kind of the same.
Me either. I'm white. I gotta get outside.
Yeah.
All right. Well, next week.
Next week.
What are you gonna do?
I don't
Do you
know.
have any plans?
I don't know.
I want to go to Jordan
Find
now.
some. Oh yeah, that's a good place.
Nice reservoir.
Yeah.
Anyways, okay. So let's talk about appraisal in just a minute. But you have an update for us for the rates?
So rates are looking good this morning. Opening up the market, conventional we're looking at 6.5% true rate, and then 6.25% with a little bit of a buy down. And then on the FHA side, we're opening at 6.125, and then down to 5.625 with a buy down.
Wow, so 6.5.
Yeah.
So last week the job report came out, right?
Yep.
So it wasn't that.
So it wasn't great, but it was a little bit helpful. The bond market has responded well to all of the reports that came out last week.
So
yeah,
could be hovering around the mid to low sixes maybe.
Yeah, and it might not last, I will say that. So if you are on the fence, you're looking to buy, I would definitely start looking now and get aggressive about getting your rate locked in, going under contract, all of those things. Because, Yeah,
good idea. You could save some money, right, if you even lock in right now.
Yeah.
So, great. Okay, appraisal.
Yeah.
This is something very important. Even if you're a cash buyer, we're going to talk about that at the end. But if somebody is getting a loan, and we're going to use maybe a $500,000 flat rate. How's that? That sounds good. So that's an easy round number. Why does someone that is going to get a loan, whether it's FHA or conventional or whatever, why do they need an appraisal?
Yeah. So when you're getting a loan in particular, we're looking at the purchase price as a value data point, and then we're also looking at the appraised value. And then whichever one is lower is the one that we are going to default to. So the appraisal helps establish a little bit stronger of a value in the property.
So let's say somebody buys a house for $500,000. They're going to put $15,000 down. Is that 3%? Yeah. So really they need to pay $585,000, right? Or excuse me, $485,000. There we go. Yep. So how much does the house need to appraise for?
Yeah, so the appraisal needs to cover what the loan amount is going to be at a minimum. Depending on what type of a property, if you're buying it as an investment home or as a second home, that might vary. We might need a little bit more equity in the property. If you're doing a refinance, we typically need more equity in the property to do a refinance. But as a purchase, first time, second time home buyer, primary residence, we're looking at least covering the loan amount.
Okay, so if they, again, $500,000, they come in with 15, they owe $585.
$484.
Excuse me, I keep saying 5 at $485.
We'll get it right.
$485.
Yep.
So the house has to appraise for $485.
Correct. Yep.
Some cases, depending on loan, like Bex mentioned, it actually has to cover the actual
purchase
sales
price.
Yeah, purchase price.
Yeah, depending on if it's a second home, investment property, maybe it's a jumbo loan. There's some extra qualifiers when there's some different property nuances. If it's a manufactured home, there might be some extra stuff there. Mm-hmm. But good rule of thumb is that it needs to cover the loan amount. So I've got one right now where a gentleman, he's selling a home, so he's putting all of that equity into a new purchase. And so he's putting about 50% down.
Wow.
Luckily, his home appraised for the sale price, but if it hadn't, we have a lot more room to play with there because his loan amount was significantly less if it had come in under value.
So that's my next question. Let's say, okay, again, $500,000, they owe $485, it appraises for $450.
Okay.
What happens in that case?
So then there's two options there. You can go back and negotiate with the seller to lower the price, and that's why you need a good agent. Agents can help you do that. Or you, as the borrower, have to come in with the difference. We have to default to that lower value. So if the appraisal's coming in low, that's what we default to, and we need that gap covered in some way.
And they need proof of funds pretty early, right, for you guys to continue on in the mortgage process. Yep.
If you're using like retirement funds, sometimes it can take a minute to get those funds out of those accounts. So we need to know where the funds are coming from. You can't if you're getting a gift from somebody, we need to make sure that it's a reputable source. We need to basically verify where funds are coming from so that we know everything is above board and on the up and up.
So what if they borrow that $35,000
Yeah.
from a relative?
Yeah.
Can they do that?
Yep. We call it a gift. Your relatives can gift you funds. They are actually the best donors. If you've got someone that's blood related or married related, they can gift you funds.
Okay.
And typically we recommend they hold on to those funds until the time of closing, and then everybody just wires funds together at closing. So that way it never touches the borrower's account.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
So how much does a typical appraisal cost?
Yeah, so each appraisal, different loan programs require some little extra nuances. Typical appraisal is about $500. And when you work with Cliff and I, as a courtesy to Cliff's clients, we actually help cover that appraisal. We give you a credit at the time of closing for $500 to help cover that.
So every time I've done a close with Bex and Sun American, they've gifted the appraisal to my clients, which is really nice.
Yeah.
Let's say you're cash buyer.
Mm-hmm.
Technically, you don't need an appraisal.
You don't have to do one.
But would you recommend?
I would recommend one because that gives you that peace of mind that you're getting a good deal. You're getting a home that is going to appraise. You're getting a home that is worth what you're purchasing it for. So it gives you that peace of mind. It is different than a home inspection. They're not looking for those structural things that, maybe outlets aren't working or things like that. They're looking at just comparables and square footage, those kinds of things for the appraisal.
Mm-hmm. So if you are going to buy a home, especially if it's your first time buying a home, you want to get it inspected, as Bex mentioned. That is not the appraisal. They're looking for things that are wrong with the house. The appraisal is just going to say how much this home is worth.
Mm-hmm.
Normally, if you're not working with Sun American, the buyer has to pay for the appraisal.
Correct. Yeah.
So just keep that in mind too. That's part of the cost.
Yeah.
Inspection usually runs between $300 and $500.
Yep.
And then your appraisal also runs between $400 and $500. So
Yep.
you're gonna have to keep that, and that money doesn't come out at closing. It has to be paid before closing.
Yeah. So the home inspection gets paid at the time the home inspection is done. The home appraisal can be rolled into closing costs. So when you hear that term closing costs, part of that is the appraisal. If you have had an appraisal done and then for some reason you decide I don't want to continue this transaction, I want to cancel this purchase, then you typically do need to pay for that appraisal out of pocket.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good information.
Yeah.
So even if you're a cash buyer, I would still recommend getting an appraisal done. I mean,
It's a
we
good
can
peace
look
of
at the
mind.
numbers. Real estate agents are trained to also how to do an evaluation.
Yeah.
It's not the same as an appraisal, but it gives you a good ballpark. But an appraisal really shows you what your house is worth. So.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah.
All right. Thanks, everybody. Thanks, Bex,
Yeah.
for the good information.
Yeah.
Appreciate it. Tan update next week.
Yeah.
Pretty soon we'll be doing a snow update.
Yeah.
A couple more months, I bet. Yeah. All right. Other than that, everybody have a great week. See ya. Thanks
See
for
ya.
joining us. Bye.